Welcome back, coin roll hunters. Thanks for joining me, Matthew, the great coin roll hunter, on another exciting episode of Big Money, the show that takes our favorite coins and currency and puts them under the microscope. Today we're going to be examining an Arizona state quarter for the extra cactus leaf die break. And if you're new to the show, just watching for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell because you're not going to want to miss another episode. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. Yesterday we did some coin roll hunting and we got our first chance at checking for the extra cactus leaf die break variety on the Arizona state quarter. So what I'm going to do is show you an example of this particular die break and how it is expressed on the Arizona quarter. So I want you to pay close attention to this area here and this area below the saguaro cactus. Now, to understand what causes a die break to occur, we need to know the process of how a coin is minted. So first, a blank disc of metal called a planchette is punched out of a sheet. This planchette is then placed between two dies. A die is the hardened piece of metal that is engraved with the design of the coin, which will then be pressed onto the planchette under high pressure. So this high pressure stamping process occurs very quickly, and this is what causes wear to the hard, brittle metal of the die. Just this repetitive pounding against the softer metal planchettes. But the high pressure will eventually wear down and cause stress to the die, expressing itself as what we call die cracks. These die cracks eventually widen as the softer metal of the planchette works its way into the die crack, eventually breaking off a piece of that design on the die completely off. And this every subsequent coin minted from that die, the soft metal of the planchette will work itself into, and creating these blobs, these die break areas, which you can see here, if I can find it here. But these blobs of metal in this particular case have kind of come off as extra prickly pine cactus leaves, prickly pear cactus leaves. So that is what they look like, and it's a very interesting variety, which makes them very highly desirable. And so now that we know what we're looking for, let's go ahead and take a look at the example that we have here. So this is the coin. Oops, let me just get that arranged here. This is the Arizona state quarter that we pulled out of that coin roll we looked for yesterday. And what we want to pay special attention to, of course, is above the date, the 2008, and below the saguaro cactus. Now, this is at a normal optic level, and it does not look like we have that extra cactus leaf die break variety. So unfortunately we struck out this time. However, don't leave yet, because there is another interesting thing we can check out on this coin, and for that we're going to have to go under the microscope for. So because of the nature of how these die breaks occur, we can look for the hairline ridges along the fractures, the die cracks, which will still be very interesting and very collectible. So those are a little bit harder to see with the naked eye, and so let's put this coin under the microscope and see what we come up with. All right, now I will just get out of the way there. So here we go. Let's give ourselves a little bit of room here. Excellent. All right, so the other thing, let's just take a look around the features on the reverse of this coin. So starting at the top, you will see that this is the state of Arizona. Now, this quarter design was actually designed and engraved by Joseph Mena. And as you can see here, there's the date, the top of the date. That is the year that Arizona was admitted in the Union, 1912, which happened on February 14th of that year. And following the design downward, we come across this fantastic panorama scene. This is the Grand Canyon, which the Colorado River has cut about 6,000 feet into the landscape. And so we're just kind of looking for any kind of features, maybe some double die effects, doubling of the design, anything like that, other lines that might indicate some die cracking. Then we come to this banner here. It reads Grand Canyon State. This, of course, is the nickname for Colorado. But this banner in the design does two things. One, depicting the state nickname, but it also separates this other scene here, prominently featuring a saguaro cactus. Now, they separate the two designs because the saguaro cactus doesn't actually grow near the Grand Canyon. So they've denoted that, but of course, in Arizona, both of these features do exist predominantly. So noticing the bottom of the cactus here are our prickly pear cactus, which is also the target of our hunt. All right, and then we follow down here. We see the United States motto written in Latin, E pluribus unum, which of course in English means one of many. And then the second date on this coin design, 2008. Now, Arizona was the third design released in the 2008 series, and the 48th coin released in the 50 state quarter program. All right, so now let's take a closer look here above the 2008 release date and look closely for anything that looks like lines or ridges that could be indicative of a die crack, which will eventually lead to the signature die break extra cactus leaf variety, coin error variety. Doesn't look like we've got any there. Now, below the saguaro cactus, there is the initials of our engraver, Joseph Mena. And in the extra cactus leaf variety, those would be obscured by what looks like an extra cactus leaf, of course, which is a die break. Now look very closely there. Do you see any ridges that look like they could be forming into that signature die break? Unfortunately, I do not see any there. What we have here is just a superb specimen of this Arizona coin variety. So unfortunately, no error coin found today, but that doesn't make it any less fun. I'm just glad that we had the chance to look for it. So that's coin roll hunting, folks. But if you would like to do this yourself at home, make sure you check the descriptions below the video, where I've included an Amazon affiliate link for this same exact USB microscope I'm using here on the show. So if you're enjoying this series, if you've liked this video, go ahead and share it on your social media platforms. Let's see if we can't get your other friends on the channel and let's talk about some coins. So that would be a lot of fun. But until I see you tomorrow, we'll be doing some more coin roll hunting. Yeah, this is Matthew, the Great Coin Roll Hunter, wishing you happy hunting.